If you are an Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this reading is for you. This is a general message, so take what resonates and leave the rest for another Aquarius. Okay, I'm going to be doing a Celtic cross spread. So for your center energy, I have the Ace of Swords in reverse. So whenever this message finds you, I think you're going to be kind of having a period of time where you can't really, it's kind of feeling like you don't really have a good idea of what your goal is in the moment. Like you're having a bit of a lack of clarity when it comes to what's actually happening in your life. There's like a lack of direction, and just like in all areas of life, I think that you're a little bit maybe confused of how to move forward. Like if this is about love, you're not really like sure how to move forward with a lover, or if it's career-wise, you're not really sure where to go like next in your career journey, something along those lines, where there's just like upright, it would be like you have inspiration, you have mental clarity, and in reverse, you have exactly the opposite of that. So maybe just like you're kind of feeling stuck, lack of inspiration, not really knowing what move to make next, basically. Your crossing energy, so basically like the problem or maybe the cause of this is the Knight of Swords. So with the Knight of Swords, I'm thinking that maybe you have a lot of like sword energy in this reading. So I'm thinking that maybe there's a little bit of an imbalance with the way that you're making decisions. Like maybe right now you're kind of trying to use a lot of logic, and this is a time where the universe is like really wanting you to tap more into your emotional side. And also I think that maybe because of like the unclarity that you're having, or like not really knowing how to move forward, I think that you like still want to move forward. And so maybe the decisions that you are making aren't necessarily like balanced or like exactly what you want. It's kind of just what you're doing because it's what you think you should be doing. Because with the Knight of Swords, you can see he's like very determined to like move forward, but I don't know if you can tell here, but his horse is really looking back and kind of like looking at him like, oh, or looking worried, I guess. So it's kind of like in this moment, I'm thinking like this is like your heart and this is your head, and you're kind of just like making head-based decisions, but your heart is kind of like looking back at something, or just like maybe your heart and your mind are just in different directions about something specifically. For your recent past energy, I have the Four of Swords in reverse. This card essentially means needing to rest, and I do think that that's true, but I think it's more like you needing to sit with your own thoughts and kind of sort things out, or maybe even like to sit with your emotions more than your thoughts. That's kind of what I'm actually getting more of an emphasis on. Like, you know, obviously you're doing a lot of thinking, but maybe you're doing too much thinking and not enough feeling. And so you're kind of having moments of burnout where really the solution would be to kind of feel more than overthinking everything. For your like outcome of that, I do see the Seven of Wands in reverse as well. So I think that you are going to kind of just reach like a breaking point. I think you're going to get to a point where like everything feels really overwhelming, and you're kind of forced to face like some problems that maybe you're avoiding a little bit. For your conscious energy, so this is like what you really have, like your goal is right now, or like what you're kind of putting your focus into is the Lovers. And so the Lovers could be just exactly what it is. It could be that like maybe right now you're really trying to like work on a connection with you and someone else. Maybe there is a new connection that you're working on. And if that isn't the case, maybe it's just like your relationship with yourself you're really trying to work on, because with this energy there is like a huge need for you to get in touch with your emotions. And so maybe that is emotions between you and someone else, or maybe it's emotions between you and yourself, which is kind of more what I'm getting, honestly. What you don't see, so your subconscious energy, it's like what you know is attainable, but like you don't really know for sure. You're just kind of like, I don't know, in a way like hoping, but you don't see coming, is the Ten of Pentacles. So I do see though, like even though you have all of this stress and this worry, that what you don't know is that you are going to achieve like financial success and stability, long-term stability, as well as like family or like a marriage. Something very stable is to come from whatever it is that you're worried about. And it is going to be very successful, and it's the Pentacles energy, so it's very grounded energy. It's going to be long lasting, it's going to be reliable. Um, yeah, and so maybe you're really worried about that and you're really focused on that, but I'm like seeing that it's not something that you should be worrying about too much, because it's there, it's like written in your future. And it is very attainable. It's just on the other side of something that you're working on, basically. Okay, how you see yourself in this moment. I have the Eight of Wands in reverse. So, I mean, makes sense. In this moment, you see yourself as unable to move forward. You see yourself as kind of stuck in a situation. But I think that this is just very much perspective and you aren't really stuck, but I definitely feel like in this moment you're feeling that way. I think this has a lot to do with your overthinking, and that once you kind of go through the emotions rather than the thoughts, you can escape this. But I think like right now as we speak, you're probably feeling like, no, that's, I'm stuck where I am. The King of Swords in reverse displacement is how others see you. So how others see you with the King of Swords in reverse, I think right now, people are seeing you as very overly logical. I feel like, like this is like very much the same message in all areas. Other people closest to you, they're definitely seeing that you are doing too much thinking, because the King of Swords upright, he is like very logical, but like in the best balanced way. In reverse, it's almost like you're abusing that like power that you have to be so logical. It's like you're almost coming off cold. And I think others are also seeing that like you're kind of needing to have a shift of perspective. Like maybe you are very much like thinking that you're stuck and like things aren't as good as they really can be. Like maybe, this is all swords energy. So maybe like what you're currently going through is more in your head than what's actually happening. And if you were to kind of just shift perspective a little bit, you would see that. Or like maybe you could feel more grateful for what you have than kind of just like thinking like, oh, but I could have more, or like this could be better. Also feeling stuck, like maybe like, they see that like you just think you're stuck in a situation, but you're not. For your biggest fear slash hope, I have the Ace of Wands. So I'm seeing that you are kind of scared for change. I'm seeing that you are kind of scared for something new, but you're also really hoping for something new. And this is some kind of like new beginning. So like if this is a career, like you're wanting really bad like a new start, but also I think you're really scared of the change that comes with it, or like the emotion that you'll kind of have to put into that, because like something new is always like a little bit scary. It's a little bit like you kind of have to have a passion for something new. It's just like a lot of emotion rather than just thinking. And obviously that's kind of the energy that you're safe in right now, is like this kind of logical energy. And so yeah, I'm thinking that you're kind of scared for a new start of something, but you're also really, really hoping for a new start. Also, like if this is relationship wise, like maybe you're scared to start something new because of all of the emotions that come with something new, or maybe you're scared of like you and your partner kind of switching things up a bit to a point where you're more in tune with your emotions, because maybe you're like, okay, I don't want to get like too I don't want to be too like swept up in love or something like that, even though it's like it's good every now and then. For your outcome of this whole reading, I have the Devil in reverse. So I'm seeing that right now there probably is some toxic tendencies that are like a little bit self-inflicted right now. An imbalance of anything, so like using too much emotion, that is like toxic. Sorry, I hate using that word, but like, it's not really good for you. And the same with being over analytical, that's also like an imbalance that is not good. So overindulgence of anything, basically, everything needs balance. So right now, being that you're very much in this like logical energy and you're not really letting yourself be in touch with your emotions for whatever reason, I'm thinking that that is what you need to kind of set yourself free from, and you need to really just kind of take a look at your own actions. But I do see that you will be doing that, and that you are going to be kind of like breaking yourself free from this double energy. You're going to be kind of ending this like negative cycle of maybe like overthinking and overanalyzing everything. But let's get some advice on how you will do that. Okay, advice for Aquarius. Advice for Aquarius. Advice for Aquarius. And we have the Queen of Wands. Okay, the Queen of Wands is really advising you to embrace your like fiery feelings. It's wanting you to face like your feelings head on, and to also like get in touch with the things that you're passionate about if you're lacking like passion in your life in the moment. So I mean, more than anything else, I really think that the universe is just wanting you, like from this whole reading, the universe is really just wanting you to get more in touch with your emotions and your feelings and kind of take charge of them, and to even lead with them. Something about like this right here, it's kind of like, it's making me feel like the universe is calling on you to lead with your emotions in this moment, and to kind of like step out of this very logical energy. I'm kind of thinking that like whoever this is applying to, and for whatever reason, like maybe you were kind of using this as like a coping mechanism, because you know there are times maybe in the past where you've used more emotion and it kind of led you the wrong way, and now you're kind of just trying to, you know, detach yourself from situations and just be very logical. But you know, I think that that got you through the time being that it needed to, and now it's time for you to get more in touch with this energy. I hope that reached an Aquarius who needed to hear it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.